Hey guys, welcome back to TCX. And if you're wondering what's with the accent, that's cause I'm in the UK this week. And I actually got lucky, managed to get tickets to day 5 of the Lord's Test between India and England. Unfortunately, not the result that we were expecting. So in this video, you're going to hear about what we at TCX feel were the reasons for the way the result shaped up the way it was. The first was actually that the test was lost not on day 5 but on the preceding days. Some of the key factors were that chaotic run out of Rishabh Pant, where he tried to get KL Rahul back on strike so that he could get his century before the break. I think that clearly cost us 50 to 60 additional runs, which could have, helped us a lot. Second is catches. We've dropped, whichever test we have dropped catches, you guys have seen that that's cost us a lot. The pattern continued here. I think it was KL Rahul who dropped Jimmy Smith. And then there was that ball change which happened, and then for some reason the ball was changed, and then Cars of all the people ended up adding a 50 plus, and that hurts a lot, right? Especially when a tail ender or a lower order batter gets those runs. So I think that's where the game was lost. And day 4 towards the end, I think we lost a couple of wickets too many. Had we been 50 for 2 or whatever, not 4, that would have set us up really well for day 5. Now, coming back to day 5, how did my day 5 experience go at Lords? Getting in was an absolute smooth ride. I got in a bit early. The match was started at 11 a.m. local time. I was in by 9:30ish. I actually managed to watch the English team walk into Lords. Ben Stokes looked really serious, just a quick hi, hello. Joe Root was sweet enough to, stop and sign autographs. Also managed to stop by or, hover around the media center and got a few of the celebrities, right? The good thing about being at Lords, this is the second time for me here, was that a lot of the cricket analysts, the celebrities, etc., also feel at home, so much so that they're just literally walking around you. So managed to spot the guys from the TGC podcast, the Australian duo, Dinesh Karthik, saw our RCB hero, Jitesh Sharma. I think he's here for a holiday, so I saw him and DK talk. Spotted our Crickbuzz chap, Gaurav Kapoor, the IPL hero, the commentary hero. So I spotted a lot of them. So that was good. In terms of the game itself, from a viewing experience perspective, I got to stand just behind the mid-off, mid-on. So good angle. And in terms of the game, the way the game progressed, a few things from the stadium that I could probably bring to perspective, which you may not have caught on TV. One is, I think the ground actually and the boundaries do look a bit, distant. So it doesn't look like the kind of ground like Chinnaswamy where, you can hit 4s and 6s easily. So that perhaps explains why, there was a bit of reluctance to, hit those big shots. Also because, throughout the series, we've seen every day both teams, really going after the ball and tonking the ball for 4s and 6s. Day 5 especially, and even the days leading up to it, this was not the test where, batsmen could get away with runs. That said, a lot of people are saying that, this test was, a tragic test and Jadeja did really well and, he got us close, etc. I do have a slightly different opinion. I was of the view that maybe Jadeja played a bit too cautiously. If you notice this pattern, he typically played 4 deliveries and on the 4th ball he would take a single and then allow either Bumrah or Siraj to face the 5th and 6th delivery. Perfect approach, that is what you would do. But if you kind of compare it to other 4th inning chases, the heroic chases like say the likes of Stokes did at Headingley or even Kusal Pereira, while they did bat with the tail, and the tail, like, Leach, for example, they defended, that is the job of the tail, and I think kudos to Siraj and Bumrah for doing it. I feel Jadeja could have been a bit more assertive in the 4 deliveries every over that he faced. At least sitting in the stadium, I at least could not see any intent whatsoever from Jadeja. So it was sort of like a hopeless feeling through the entire, Indian 4th inning, especially after the 8 wickets were down, that this was just the inevitable. Somebody in my group said this is like the Titanic. It's sinking and you're going to go down, but it was just a matter of when, right? Interestingly, I had a passionate English fan sitting next to me, so we were exchanging notes, and he was getting tense as the target was getting down from 90 required to 80 required to 70 required. But I felt really hopeless because Jadeja just didn't show the required intent. So anyway, in his defense, I think the ball was softer. England had placed a number of boundary riders, and in his defense, you can also say that had he tried to be more assertive, etc., we would have lost the game a lot earlier. So he did take the game deep, but had he been a bit more assertive, maybe we could have got a few more runs. And don't forget the Nitish Reddy and Jadeja partnership again was a bit too tentative. Nitish Reddy did manage to defend a few balls really well. Maybe in hindsight, had he just extended his action and follow through and put some intent behind it, he too could have got another 15-20 runs. I think when those two batted, they managed to get 30 runs in 15 overs. And these are two good batters. You would have expected them to get not 30 but perhaps 45-50 in those 15 overs, and who knows, that would have made a lot of difference. That said, a lot of positives to be taken away in this test. KL Rahul's fantastic century. I know his milestone got that run out, but then it was a good century. Bumrah getting a fifer. Most importantly, we managed to wipe out the English tail in their second innings, which is a huge plus point. And for all the malignment, etc., I think our tail batted very, very well in the fourth inning. So a lot of good things to take away. One does get the feeling that if things had, we had managed the moments better, we could have actually been 3-0 up instead of 1-2 down. So fingers crossed. Looking forward to the Old Trafford test, and more importantly, trying to see if there's any change in the combo. Our recommendation at TCX here has been that we have to play Kuldeep Yadav, but given how well Washington bowled in the first innings, what was that, the second? Yeah, Washington, he got 4 wickets, and then Nitish Reddy also managed to get a couple of wickets. I don't think they're going to get in Kuldeep Yadav. So good luck to Team India as they head out to Manchester for the Old Trafford test, and keep watching the channel. We're going to bring more content. Bye-bye.